Shalom, shalom, shalom. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? My name is Michael Sahno, and welcome to the 12 Cities in Israel podcast. All right, I have the absolute privilege of sitting across the table from one of my musical heroes, Amit Sagie.
Hey.
Amit, welcome to the show.
Hello. It's
Hi.
a pleasure to be here.
Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So you came onto my radar in, I think it was 2015.
Okay.
That's a while back.
Yeah, 5 years.
Could You Be Loved? Do you remember the compilation video?
Yeah, wow.
With it had Odelia, it had, did I say that right? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A bunch of people.
Acapella version.
Yes. And it's so funny because I was like, wow, who is this guy? See, I've lived reggae most of my life. And that's something a lot of people who watch this are probably going to go, what? You? The beard didn't give it away. But you are everywhere. You are absolutely everywhere.
Oh.
So a funny little story before we go into your history. So I'm at school at City College of New York. Okay, this is a little while after, and I'm getting into Hatikva Shesh, and I'm like, whoa, love these guys, love the feel, and you're always in the background. You're just chilling, you're doing your thing, hammering it out, and I came across your one-woman video. Okay, with Omri Glikman. Two things. One, I showed it to the people at my music store, the place where I buy my instruments, microphones, everything. They can still, to this day, cannot figure out what you're doing. What are you doing on that video?
Wow. First of all, it really makes me happy to know that you liked it, and because it's something I did a while back, and it's nice to hear that still people like it. And so yeah, I actually I've been playing guitar for a while, and reggae. I also love reggae, and I just like one day I figured out that I can play like a lot of parts together, you know. So the technique that I developed is like that's the second video I did like with that technique, which I play a few parts together, you know. So yeah,
But it's almost like you're slapping the bass with the heel of your hand, but you're not playing a bass. You're playing a guitar.
Yeah.
But you're playing all the parts.
Yeah, it started with that. Actually, it started while I was playing with this guy in a band, and there was like only me, bass and drums, and I wanted to play like another part other than the rhythm, the chop, you know.
Okay.
So I started like learning how to do the bass line with the chop, the chick with that together. And then I suddenly realized that I can do the drums as well, you know?
Oh my gosh.
And then I just practiced it for a long time. And that's how it happened, you know? And I called Omri, and we did it on the rhythm of Could You Be Loved also, which has like complicated bass line and stuff. and we wrote together the song on it, and yeah, it's
beautiful. I'm going to actually, so we have a couple of versions of this that are released. We have the YouTube version, and we have SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Spotify. Those are audio, but on the YouTube, I'm going to put that video down in the description.
Okay,
so be
amazing.
prepared to get a gazillion hits.
I would love that.
Oh, definitely. Now, before we go into your musical career, I'd like to go into the Amit Sagie. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm terrified that I'm not going to say my hero's name right.
Come on.
Nah, I'm messing with you, man. So where are you from?
I'm from Tel Aviv, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I lived here almost all my life. I lived in Boston, actually, when I was a kid for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I got my English from there. And but all my life here. I was born in Jerusalem, but until the age of 3, and other than that, Tel Aviv.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my city.
Yeah. All right. That's great. So after that, you after growing up, you went into the army. Now, the reason I'm bringing up the army is not so much to get into the army aspect, but what I do want to get into is there is a musical component to the IDF. The IDF has different brigades, and I can't. Natal? No, I'm not saying that right, am I?
What?
The music brigades. Where
What do you mean?
there are a couple of different ones, and a couple of musicians have come out of these brigades.
Yeah. That's true. But no, I wasn't playing music in the army. I was actually doing something else with dogs.
All right, no.
I tried to get in the bands, but
No, don't worry. They're hating that you weren't there now. Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, so after the army, what did you do?
Well, right after the army, I started. First of all, I went to India for the trip. A lot of Israelis, do that big trip, and there I really fell in love with reggae.
Wow.
And when I came back, I was also studying music. I studied in like one of the main music colleges in Israel. It's called Rimon.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I studied, and I was playing like all kind of music and jazz and everything. And after that, I just started, playing in bands, playing a lot of reggae, funk. I play in Funkenstein as a
Yes,
really
I've
cool band.
seen that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And from there, everything, bands and producing, writing my stuff, playing bass, guitar. Yeah. It's a long story,
Yeah, no, definitely. So you are everywhere. So
that's nice to hear.
I went from that video, from those two videos, and then wound up, because you know how YouTube directs you to the next video.
Yeah.
So I wound up checking out Hatikva Shesh, and I followed you in there. And you guys are just, you've made a big impact on Israel. And you've also made a big impact outside of Israel. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Oh, it's good.
No, definitely.
Yeah, a little bit. Like we played the States a few times already, and like mainly, I guess, Jewish and Israeli audience, but even more probably. But
yeah, you guys are absolutely amazing together.
Thank you.
Now, then, of course, I'm listening to Hatikva Shesh, then I'm listening to other stuff. And then, a new song comes out and you listen to the new song. And Hatikva Shesh doesn't go away. It's just not played as often. So then, and I'm not really thinking that much, pardon me, of you. But then I watched this video Shirutim.
Shirutim?
Yeah, with Subliminal.
Srutim.
I said it wrong. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, because I was like, that looks like bathroom, and I think I have that totally wrong. So it's Srutim? Srutim.
You know what it means?
No, I don't.
Srutim is like, in Hebrew, is like a slang when someone you say is like a bit like crazy, but not like really crazy,
Okay.
He's a bit sarut, he's like crazy kind of, but in a good way kind of.
Oh, all right. I totally get that, dude.
Yeah, like
that's
scratched. The literal meaning is scratched.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So that's Srutim.
Srutim. So I see you there. Then all of a sudden, maybe a couple years later, I see you in, what did I see you in? In Avior Malasa video.
Yeah.
Now, what is this relationship that you have?
All right. So first of all, I told you I'm also a producer besides like playing guitars and that. So Subliminal, no, but Subliminal, I wasn't producing the song. I was just like in the video, but I played guitars and bass in that song, a few songs with him. And I have a song that I sing with him. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't. I apologize.
Yeah, so it's also a song I did with him, which I sing the chorus. It's called Chovshi. So if you want to check it,
as soon as this is done, I'm definitely checking it out. So the production side,
so I started producing. So that's like Avior Malasa is an artist that we started together. Actually, like he came to me and I did his first song, which was pretty successful. Like it was is a breakthrough. It was called Kites. It's called Kites. So yeah, so I produced it.
That's the one with the guitar and the skateboard park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think.
Oh
so,
my
yeah.
gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
It
you
was-
produced that?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. And wow. Because Avior Malasa has a voice, and it's funny because when I say this, people go, what? He has a voice like honey. But when you hear it, you're like, whoa. So you heard that.
Yeah, we had a good connection, and we started his career started with me. We did like 3 or 4 songs, and he had a good like run. But now he's a bit like off. He's not like really hot these days, but he's come back probably.
Well, we're going to talk after this because I have some ideas. And if you want my 2 cents, I totally have a great idea.
Okay. I love that.
Now, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but all right, so I'm just going to say the group. You are then a couple of years later, I see you playing guitar in another video.
Okay.
With the Ultras.
Ultras, yeah. It's also a song that I produced.
And that's what it said in the
credits.
Yeah. So how did you? So all right. So give me some history. We've just run probably across your entire career, with the exception of the new stuff, which I want to talk about last, because I'm just crazy about the new stuff.
Wow,
no, of course. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to where you started and where you. So let's go back to that "Could You Be Loved" video.
Yeah.
How did that wind up happening?
Yeah, actually, this video is my most watched video that I ever produced, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think it got like 70 million views or something. Because it went in the Jewish Standard, it's like a Facebook group.
Oh, okay.
So it got really viral. So, yeah, how did it happen? Well, okay, there's a Bob Marley event. You heard about it?
Yes.
It was like 1 week ago, I think. It was on the 6th of February.
Yes.
Last week. And I produced that event.
Wait a minute. You produced that event too? Dude, what is going on here? Holy cow. You are the most unsung, underrated. We have to do something about that. Go on. Sorry.
So yeah, actually, that event of Bob Marley is like did a lot in my history. Like, it started my way from there, actually, because it's like an event, a Bob Marley birthday that's been like done 15 times. Sorry for my English.
You're absolutely perfect.
All right. So yeah, every year in the last 15 years, we did a Bob Marley celebration. Like, that's very like big and like very, we put a lot into that.
Yes.
Like a lot of artists, and this year there was Anthony B from Jamaica.
Really?
Special for that. Yeah, it's a big event, and they do, they do it in a big venue, like 2,000 people.
Okay.
And they needed to bring like a crowd. You need promotion. So that video, that "Could You Be Loved" acapella version, was like, the purpose of it was a promotional video for that event. So they came up to me. It wasn't my idea actually to do the acapella. I just produced it. I did like all the stuff and recorded it and did all the parts. But they came up to me. They said, "Let's do like a Bob Marley song in a cool way that can like promote our event." And it happened really fast. It was 2 days, and we sang all the instruments. We took all the instruments, we sang them, and brought a lot of talented like artists that are also singing in that event. All the artists that was singing in that video was performing in that event, so it was really easy to bring everybody. And yeah, and it went really viral, and it's a great video.
It's an absolutely amazing
when
video.
we did it, I didn't even like think that it's gonna be like so big, So
that's insane. Now, at that time, were you with Hatikva Shesh?
Hmm.
Were you in Hatikva Shesh then?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
How did that relationship start with the Glikmans and with your drummer?
Yeah. Well, actually, Hatikva 6, like Hatikva 6 is a very reggae. That's our roots is from reggae,
Mhm.
right? Like if you hear us today, not everything is reggae, but
Mm.
you feel that it comes from there. And the reggae community in Israel is not so big. So I wasn't playing with them like when they started,
Mhm.
but throughout the way they knew that, like they knew my name, that I'm a guy that knows and loves reggae.
Yeah.
And then one day their bass player, his wife had to give birth. And he
Wow.
told me, I might need you. There's a show in 2 days. I might need a substitute. And these days I was playing only guitar. I knew how to play bass, but it
Mhm.
wasn't like my main thing. A bass player. I was a guitar player. I was playing with with Funkenstein and other stuff.
Mhm.
So I told him, yeah, why not? I'll do it for sure. And then like the same day, he told me, all right, my wife is giving birth today. I need you to come and learn the whole show in like 2 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I just sat down and I did it. Like it was like 45-minute show.
Were you
And
terrified?
it was a bit yeah, it was a bit stressing, but I did it. And then they said, okay, this guy can play the bass, and like we knew each other from the reggae scene, so it felt right. It felt like a good connection. And then like a year later, that guy, the bass player, just left the band because he was like busy with other stuff.
Mhm.
And Omri like came up to me and said, "All right, we need a bass player. Are you in?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And then like the first year, we were still like not so big because it was reggae.
Yeah.
And then Pilani, you ever heard that name?
Yes.
So Pilani is the manager and the main musical director of the band. So like after a year that I was in the band, he came in and they did an album we did an album that every song was like a hit in the radio, and then we became very big. Like so, yeah, and that came to be my main like job.
Was that the album that had? I mean, it had a ton of videos, like the one that go Simliodum.
Simliodrum, that was the fifth single, yeah. But
I.
it was Achi Israeli,
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
that album, and Mashi Yeah, and Ba'olam Shela, like Pam Pam. Like
Yes.
the biggest hits was on that album.
I mean, that is on my playlist. It's always coming up around. I love it. Well, all right. So this is something, just so you know. I went to Ulpan at Ben Gurion University,
Okay,
and
all right.
inside the textbook is Haki Israeli.
Israeli, wow. Okay.
We had to learn that song, so
Really?
it's in the. It's not something the teacher brought. It was actually in the book.
Oh, wow, amazing.
So
amazing.
you need to
Big
get your
achievement.
royalty check for that one.
Yeah, that's big.
Okay, you know what? You've spoken about it twice, and I have seen it. Funkenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a passion project for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Funkenstein is like a very important part of my musical journey, I think.
Please tell me about it.
Is really like a really high quality band in my opinion. I'm not so
No.
objective, but it's like great, really talented people.
How long have you been with them?
Maybe 13 years almost. Yeah.
Wow, that's like a marriage. Holy cow.
Yeah, when I just got in, it was like we just released the first album, and we was pretty hot in Israel. We had a lot of shows, and we were these like bands that like people really love music, like
Mhm.
really appreciate. It was like it wasn't like pop music. It was like just good funk dance. People always came to the show to dance. And since then, we released like some more music, not so like rapidly.
Okay.
But we did release some stuff. You can check it out. and we've been playing since then. But like the last 5 years have been very like slow. You know, we play like 3 times a year maybe. We play a lot in Russia actually.
Wow,
Yeah.
holy cow.
It's funny. It's just like how you suddenly you liked like one woman, and I never knew like a lot of people really like it, and so Russia they just got stuck on Frankenstein one day, and
Oh,
they
wow.
keep like sometimes music just can take you stuff that you don't expect, you know. So
That's amazing. That's
So-
awesome.
so we play we have a show even like 2 months from now. We play there like once or 2 times a year. It's crazy.
Holy
In
cow.
Israel, no.
No, but that was one of the things that I was going to say about Funkenstein is that they do have an international footprint. I know people in the U.S. who actually that's how I found out about Funkenstein.
Wow.
Was someone said, "Hey, you know about this band Funkenstein?" Now I apologize because that makes me look like I don't even do any research whatsoever. But I really didn't know that you were a part of Funken. No, wait, you're in the rooftop video.
Yeah. Oh, you know that. Wow.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I didn't. All right. You're everywhere. You're absolutely everywhere because I showed my wife that video and my wife said, all of you
All day
look
long.
lazy. All of you look like you don't have jobs. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is awesome. My wife tends to be very focused. So sorry about that, babe. Love you. Yes. Oh my gosh. This is how like creepy my memory is.
Wow.
You were in a track jacket.
Yeah, like Adidas. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you remember that.
I can't believe I remember that now
Crazy.
either. And I feel like maybe that was a little creepy. Whatever.
No.
We'll move on. Now, you said the reggae community in Israel is kind of small. Now, before we go into that, you can't go anywhere in this country without finding a mkolet with a Bob Marley lighter in it.
Really? Wow.
Yes. If you want to get a lighter in Israel, it will have Bob Marley on it.
Wow, that's a nice, interesting fact.
And when I was down in Beersheba, I used to go to, and still do actually, this hummus place called Hummus Abu Dhabi.
Oh, okay.
And there, you know, the Lion of
reggae.
Judah is up on the wall. It is a part of, so southern Israel is deep in reggae. Did you know that?
Yeah. There's more. You're right. Like Tzelim, there's like this kibbutz, and yeah, it is. But you know, Israeli like is a small country after all, so reggae still is. You know.
But the people who like it don't like it. They live it. They love it.
Yeah.
Reggae is deep in Israel. Can you explain why it's so deep in Israel?
Well, you know, there's the connection with the spirituality and all of that. So maybe.
No, all right, I get
it's
that.
true, yeah.
But
reggae is very spiritual, and the lyrics is about, you know, and there's the connection with Zion and the Rasta. So
and all of that.
yeah, it's true.
Because it's weird because in the States, reggae is big. It's still good. And right now we have a big reggaeton explosion,
Really?
Spanish reggae,
Yeah.
huge everywhere. So if there is a reggae beat to it, it's on the radio. And the same pretty much has been going into Israeli music. Now there's been this big boost of reggaeton.
Yeah,
in
in the whole world, right?
Yeah. Do you think that's going to translate into a boost for reggae in general? Or do you see them as being separate?
It's a bit separate because the lyrics, you know, the lyrics of reggae and the tempo, you know, reggae is very chill, you know, it's not for everybody. People like the more like energetic and all the like Jara style lyrics and that. So it's always gonna be, I think, a bit like niche, you know?
Yeah.
But still reggae influence is everywhere, and that's what's amazing. Like in pop music, you can hear so many hits that are based on reggae beats and reggae vibe and reggae bass and dub and everything is influenced from reggae. Hip hop is influenced from reggae. So the influence is always there, and it's always in the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But the real reggae roots vibe is gonna be always for the
The smaller group. The
Yeah.
smaller group is really going to be the one that
'Cause,
appreciates it.
yeah, it's still like that Caribbean sound, and I love it,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, well, it's also good that it's influencing the pop, even though it's not exactly that real Rasta reggae. It's still
But then every once in a while, something pokes through, something punches through. And what I want to talk about now is what I've seen on your YouTube channel.
okay.
Holy cow. There is so much. And I was just going to put a couple down. But all right, so is this all of the stuff that's up on your YouTube channel right now? Is that all part of a new album?
Yeah, sure. It's like today the world doesn't really work always in albums. It's more as like singles, but
Mhm.
it's still a vibe, a project. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All
I
right.
really, I really want to release a few more, and then I can call it an album, and have it like the whole keep the fire blazing thing. And yeah, it's something I really enjoy to do. You want me to talk about it a little bit?
I would love to. Please, please. But before we do talk about it, I have to say something. I have a comment, and it's probably going to tickle you. You're going to love it. Probably not the right word. Sorry. Very rarely does someone have so much diversity in product, in what they make, yet still, when you hear it, you go, oh, that's him.
Okay.
You did that. You have so many different sounds on every single song, but it is you through and through.
Wow, that's great to hear. Thank
So please tell me about it.
you. Well, it's great to hear that. I don't intend it so much. It's
Mhm.
just me doing my taste. The stuff that I like that are translated in the music. The way I hear music. So I don't intend it to be like, but a lot of what I do is influenced from like groove and
Mhm.
Jamaican and black music. So I think you can feel that in a lot of stuff that I do, that groove, right?
Yes.
So yeah, and that stuff, all the songs that I'm doing now they came from the beats that I was doing, or rhythms, how do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
And I a lot of singers are like from the Ethiopian community,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like great to do music with these guys because they're also influenced from what I'm influenced,
Mm-hmm.
the Jamaican culture and all of that. So I just did a lot of beats. Suddenly I had some time, and I said, okay, I have some, because I usually like spend my time either for producing for other guys
Mm-hmm.
or playing shows with the Hatikva 6.
Okay.
That was my main thing, and suddenly I had some more time, so I did these beats, and then I just called up some singers that I like, and this is how it was created, just from beats. And
Now, is it an inspiration that causes you to lay down a beat? Is it something that you work on and go back to, or is it boom, you got it, you sat down, you were having like a couple of gold stars and it showed up?
well, so a lot of them, yeah, are very quick, like
Mhm.
just like a day of work. And then I said to myself, how come I don't do more, because if it's easy. But some of them took some more time. But yeah, it's just a vibe, I had this few months that I was feeling it, and I was in the zone, and I'm happy, that I did something that is like my thing, It's not like someone ordered me to and paid me to do a job. It's I'm the like the last person, it's mine.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, where do you do all this? Where is your studio?
Okay, so I have I open up a really nice studio, and you're welcome to come visit.
Definitely.
It's right here, actually. I
Oh,
just came
wow.
from here. It's in Jaffa.
Okay.
It's like 10 minutes from here, and it's called the Jaffa Sound Arts. It's like a really, really nice place. It's like a complex of 5 studios.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy
very
cow.
big. And it's in the ancient part, so it's really good vibe.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Now,
a lot of tourists come there, actually.
really?
Not to the studio, to that area.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, the Piloni, the guy I mentioned before,
Mhm.
who was the manager and musical producer of Hatikva 6. So we opened that place together, me and him, and another guy. So it's a cool place, and we work there. And I work in my house. I also have a home studio,
Mhm.
so I juggle between those.
Oh, yeah. Working from home, which I do, can be difficult because the kitchen's really close to where you work, and there's always something calling. Um,
I know what you mean.
Now, you have on every single track, except for maybe one or two of them, you have somebody different.
Yeah.
How do you know all these people? Did you find some of these people? Can you give me a little insight into all of the different voices that are in your work?
Yeah, that was like the vision behind that project,
Mm-hmm.
is to make it very versatile with artists. And because I've been producing for many years and playing with guys, so I got to know a lot of people, and then I can call him up, and just say, you want to hear a beat, and let's vibe on it. And it's easier if I was like just a guy from the street, so because I already know the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the whole vision, even to put like a lot of artists on the same track, to make like a collaboration like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was the vision, the inspiration for that thing.
That it is. It's absolutely amazing. I'm gonna put probably the description's gonna be heavy, heavy, heavy with links. So you're gonna get some traffic.
Amazing, thank you. I would love that.
I'd like to ask you a very specific question about the Ethiopian community. I'm finding that you are working with the Beta Israel Ethiopian community.
Yeah.
Is it
a lot.
important to you to elevate them within Israeli society?
I don't know. It's like, yeah, in one hand it is, but I try to, I come from the musical, so I just relate in the musical manner. And
I'm not trying to get political. Please don't think that.
No, it's not political. I know what you see, and you're right. A lot of them have like issues, in Israel, because they're like, they sometimes are like a bit separated communities. They're very like fresh. They came only in the 90s, and they're very like together. So sometimes they can feel like a bit outsiders here, and their skin color is different a little bit. So visually they look. So they have a lot of problems, and there is racism in Israel, of course. Like in America, there is as well, I guess.
Yeah. No,
it's
definitely.
not like only an Israeli thing, but still, it's a shame that people still suffer from that, right? So I love to feel that if I'm helping, so it feels great. But when I come to do music, I think of the music.
It's a clean slate kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like different from them or that, but sometimes I can feel a bit different, like, because even they look at me like maybe I don't know, privileged kind of guy. I don't know.
No, I get it. Actually, it's a little bit refreshing. What you're doing is you're creating an even musical field for them to you're not elevating them. They're elevating themselves to come to you. That's pretty great. That's awesome.
And there's great artists, Ethiopians, and a lot of them are like waking up now. And there's a big, we talked about dancehall before. So these guys are bringing dancehall to Israel. It's amazing. Dancehall was very like reggae is small. It was it was the same thing. And because the Ethiopians they have a force, because there are a lot of people,
Yeah.
like they're very like together. So they do the stuff together. So they brought dancehall really now made it very popular. You know, there's a lot of guys that sing dancehall in Hebrew and they play a lot of shows and they brought this music like to alive. So it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's absolutely, absolutely awesome. What about your future? What do you got? You're going to release a couple more, you said? You're working on a couple more?
Yeah, I have some stuff that I need to finish, and I'm still thinking about, because I want to do a lot of stuff, you know, but how life is, you know, sometimes you plan, but then stuff. So I've been working lately about like new productions, like not my own music, but production for others. I produced the last Hatikva 6 song that came out.
Really?
Yeah, it's called Chai al Hayarech, Living on the Moon.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was my production.
Get out of here, man.
Nice video, yeah.
Oh, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. There's nothing you're not doing. You have to be like the hardest working person in Israeli music.
Sometimes
now,
more, sometimes yeah.
yeah, right. All right. So one of the things about Israeli music that I've noticed just over time is the intertwining of the industry. So if you know this person, you know this person, you know this person, you know this person. Am I wrong about that, or is it a pretty close community?
Yeah, it's true. It's a small place and a small scene, the music scene. So it's kind of different in that manner from probably the LA music scene.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you have to deliver good music. You know, that's the first thing. You know, is if you're good, people will know you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
It's not that if you're gonna know people, you're gonna be like successful or.
No, definitely.
But it can help, you know, sometimes, of course.
Definitely.
Like I would feel that it's easier for me here to promote music and put on music in Hebrew than in if I do it like international, because here, like I have people that I know and stuff, so it can help sometimes, of course.
Definitely. Awesome. What do you have coming up outside of all of these projects? Is there anything you'd like to tell the viewers and listeners about? Anything to be?
Well, yeah, I'm thinking maybe to put out some songs that I'm the singer also, so that I hope that will come up in the future.
Finally! Oh my gosh, please do that, because those two videos are the only two things that I've ever seen you sing on. And you have this, I don't know, there's this weird, this is probably going to sound horrible. There's this hoarseness that you kind of have. Do you understand what I'm talking about? That comes from here. And you, when you sing, you bring me love and happiness, but you do it with such a soul. It's phenomenal. You have to sing more, please.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you.
There's that. Amit,
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming onto my show. I
It was
really
a
appreciate
pleasure.
this.
It's a pleasure for me and a big respect, really.
Rasta!
Rasta.
All right, that's it, guys. תודה רבה, להתראות ויאללה ביי.
פנייך מה יפות, מה נועזת עד באהבות, מבטך שולח להבות, נהרות לא יכלו חוות, עזה וביישנית, רכה ועקשנית, גסה וחושנית, תמיד עוקצת, זוכרת איך נשקת עיניי את זוכרת איך בכית אליי